Hi everyone, welcome to our Wednesday encouragement. It's great to have you with us. Before we get to our devotional thought, I want to let you know about a couple of things that are going on at Cherry Avenue Christian Church coming up soon. On Wednesday, October 6th, we're having our next prayer lunch. It'll be at noon in the fellowship hall. We'll have lunch. We'll spend a dedicated time of prayer for those in our community and for our efforts to reach out with the love of Christ. We'll wrap up by 12:45 so that you can have time to get back to work. So please plan to join us next Wednesday at noon. Now on Sunday, October 10th, we're going to have a homecoming fellowship lunch after the worship service. The church is going to be providing the main part of the meal. We just ask you to bring dessert. So make plans to come and stay after the service on Sunday, October 10th for a great time of fellowship. And our fall festival is back. It's going to be Saturday, October 30th. We're going to have the big inflatable games as well as the perennial favorite, the gyroscope ride. We're looking forward to a great afternoon for kids. And we need volunteers, whether it's setup and takedown or staffing the popcorn machine or the snow cone machine or the cotton candy machine or one of the games. We can really use your help. So if you would like to volunteer, please call the office or email me and let me know as soon as possible. And if you have a favorite thing you'd like to do, let me know and I'll work to get you set up with that. And the earlier you call, the better chance you have of getting the one you want. The Fall Festival is always a great time, and it's because of volunteers like you. Well, I have a great niece. She's my brother's granddaughter, and she's 3. Her name is Molly, and she is a pistol. She's one you definitely have to keep your eye on. Well, while she and her family were out in Montana visiting some of our family, she spent a lot of time with one of her aunts. And her aunt likes old TV shows, one of which is Green Acres. And apparently there's a woman mentioned in one episode named Molly Turgis. And my Molly's aunt thought it would be funny to teach her to say her name was Molly Turgis when asked. And when it's family or people at church or the store, it's funny. It's even funnier if you've seen the episode of Green Acres. But it almost caused them a big problem. When they were at the airport to fly back, the TSA agent asked her what her name was, and she said, Molly Turgis. The agent apparently didn't hear her clearly and said, what was that? And wide-eyed, frightened, her mom quickly jumped in and said her real name loud and clear. She said she could just see them being hauled aside and Child Protective Services being called in, thinking they had kidnapped this child because she was going by a name that was different from her real name. And it started me thinking about how easy it can be for those of us who wear the name of Christ to sometimes live or act as if we aren't really God's children at all. And there are so many things in our culture that pull at us to put aside our faith. There are so many temptations we face to act in a way that doesn't reinforce that we're a child of God. And all of us struggle with that from time to time. And when we do, there's not only the danger of hurting our walk with Christ, but it can hurt our witness too. When we wear the name Christian, it prompts certain expectations of us in the minds of those around us. And the way we live affects their view of Christ. Now, we all mess up from time to time, no matter how much we try to live a Christ-like life. And if we're trying our best to live up to our name, to follow Christ as closely as we can, then people will understand when we slip up, especially if we handle it right. It's when it becomes an ongoing pattern that it causes a problem. Jesus said in Matthew 5, "Let your light shine before others, that they may see your good deeds and glorify your Father in heaven." The way we live is important because of the name we wear. And Jesus wants us to live like him because we wear his name, with the goal that people will see a reflection of him in us and want to become a child of God as well. Well, thankfully for my niece, the TSA agent didn't hear little Molly Turgis and heard Mom say her real name, so they made it home. But I just hold my breath every time I hear that they're going to fly somewhere again and pray the TSA agent has poor hearing.